So part two of the previous video, you could say the previous video was quote unquote something of a masculine approach, being more concise with a certain type of detail in relation to the outer reality being shaped and crafted by some type of masculine mentality, both quote unquote constructive and deconstructive. And now here's the part two of the recent message. And now it's taking something of a feminine, intuitive approach as is within the energies, and me not being too sour with the open source of it, because that's the risk of it. And it's like the donk-ass Gita says, don't expect something for a reason, because you should be knowing what you're giving. So I'm doing these videos for healing myself, right? I'm reading in between the lines of the science of the soul, the esoteric philosophies from the ancient fucking literature 6,000 years ago that had a whole different infrastructure and culture within the universities. And respectively, we're just kind of like a new after effect layering, kaleidoscopical layering after effect of the ancient civilizations, most respectively, right? Because something is being preserved, whether we want to ascribe the preserving nature to some type of entity or not, or a group of entities, or one entity controlling a bunch of entities, or however the fuck the advanced spirituality works, however the fuck God works, if we even have the intelligence to fucking embark upon that particular question of how does God work. Well, we have to stop identifying as God being a singular entity. We have to stop identifying as God being God, because now we're stuck in some type of like rudimentary basic English program that's compartmentalizing our brain to be packaged in a particular program that's not the necessary whole energetic truth. So there's a trick within the English language. Shout out the predecessors. And by us knowing how the English language works and its quirks, then we could disable the bad parts of it and then open the natural consciousness for it to keep going forward as we're seeing the errors in not just the English language, but in the system itself, so we could simply transcend it. So that's the original energetic teacher right there. But going back to the original point, because now it's still kind of masculine, what am I really trying to say here is like the new age information industry, it's wrong because it's saying a certain truth dynamic is what it is when it's not that, because but there is truth in it, right? Like nervous system regulation, right? Overcoming trauma, I understand that. But even if you fix those things, there's still a war dynamic going on, not good, not bad, but to some magnitude caliber, it could be, right? And then, you know, reflecting on the maturity of that reality dynamic right there, if we have the capacity to. So it's like within the general beast of human, we all have some type of capacity to be hostile and competitive. And that's a particular Mars field that is interrelated to the Mercury and Saturn field.